We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to retest key resistance levels and trying to break up higher here in the second half of the day. And our SPY bot at 12:15 p.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY doing a full transition from red bars and pushing back up to the highs on Friday, breaking through it. And we're going to talk about the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, what's going on with the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run idea was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot sent out a bull indicator at 10:55 a.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY doing a full transition from the red bars to bright green bars, as I call it, the rip area on 42 vision. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bull indicator in the pre-market at around the 430.60 area. It found support there after the bell, even though the outflows crossed over to the downside slightly and inflows are back above here. And in the second half of the day, it has broken through the highs of Friday of 432, and the resistance level of 433 has been broken through in today's volatility. And we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. So the first thing is, when we zoom out here and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here in the bigger picture how these inflows managed to stay above, right? Even though they were red and things were slowing down, things did not collapse to the downside because these inflows managed to stay above. And in the second half, when things started to go higher, they went from red to green, guys. And you could see it there with inflows back up towards 2.34 so far, guys. And 433, it is fighting to stay above it here in the second half of the day. And these inflows are going to be crucial and critical here to stay above. And they have room, based off the history of the chart, to slightly go higher, right? The inflows hit highs here of 3.04 last week. and some of the highest points that we've seen in the last several runs when that bull indicator popped up and inflows crossed over back at the beginning of June. Things went from around 418 to highs up here of 428, and inflows hit highs here of 6.95. Now, it's not guaranteed to reach those highs and do the same exact move, but it is something to not ignore. And in the 1 hour, we've been under a bull indicator recently since June 8th of last week, and those inflows crossed over at around the 427 area, hit highs here of 432, and today breaking through it and testing and trying to hold above the 433 resistance area, right? So these inflows are going to be crucial and critical. I'll be watching that very carefully going into tomorrow. Same thing here on the 30-minute. And when we zoom in and look at this within the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see here when those outflows crossed over in the first half of the day, and they actually lasted for about an hour or two, and a bear indicator popped up, and that has quickly gotten canceled out with a bull indicator up here at around the 431.40 area, and inflows had crossed over at around the area of 430.90. So something to not ignore is that we have inflows back up. Inflows are trying to push up higher here on the 15-minute. It's going to need to hold to justify any further strength and stay above. So I'm going to be watching that very carefully, and inflows are at 2.14. And on Friday, it hit highs up here of 3.27. So it has room based off the history of the charts. Not guaranteed to make the same exact move again, but something to not ignore and overlook there. And I'm going to be watching that very carefully here within the volatility of the 15-minute. Now, what are the key levels I'll be watching? Well, the first thing is support, guys. The support level here is 430.50 area. It sat there and fought there in the first half of the day for several hours. That's where the outflows crossed over and got canceled, with inflows coming back up once it pulled away from it. And that bull indicator had popped up in the pre-market not that far off the 430.50 area of around 430.60. So something to not ignore there as well. Now, if those outflows actually go ahead and start to slow down here, and that support gets broken through of the 430.50 area and things start to pull downwards, well, I'll be watching how quickly those outflows go towards the midpoint, and if they cross, the next support level below that 430.50 area is going to be down here towards the 428 to 429 area. And if that gets broken through, the next support I'll be watching is down here at around the bull indicator pop up, and that's the 427 area, guys. Especially if a bear indicator pops up in the process, I would not ignore that, and I'll be watching that very carefully. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial for these inflows to continue to stay above the midpoint and to continue pushing up higher, guys, to continue reflecting that strength into these charts and justifying any further move to the upside, but not just here on the 30-minute, but also here on the 15-minute and the 1 hour chart, guys. It's going to be crucial and critical. The inflows have bounced right off that midpoint from red to green. They're pushing upwards straight up, and there's room here based off the history of the chart to go higher based off the other inflows versus outflows that have recently happened in the last several days and weeks. So I'm going to be watching that very carefully here on the inflow versus outflow for the 1 hour, the 15-minute, as well as the 30-minute, guys. These inflows are above and they need to stay above, and the first resistance is the recent high so far here at the 433.70 area. If that gets broken through, the next resistance I'll be watching is 435, and then above that is the 437 mark. So those are the key levels I'll be watching. To the upside and to the downside, the inflow versus outflows are going to be critical and crucial. I'm going to be watching them going into tomorrow as they're all above and they need to stay above. And if they pull down anywhere slightly, that could start to quickly reflect into these charts and possibly reflect a bear indicator that may cancel out this bull indicator. And that is something to not overlook. But if these inflows could stay above and these bull indicators hold true and strong, well, I'll be watching those resistance levels to the upside. And I'm going to be watching the bull and bear indicators as well. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.